Three, two.
All right, Ghee, we are back.
We're back.
We back. Kelli, the daughter.
Ghee, the mom. And this is...
Well, thank you. I got this. Saturday Hangover. It's a show. Me and my mom, we talk about college football. We actually taped a show after the ranking on Tuesday, but we had technical difficulty. So if Ghee up to it, maybe we'll try it again on this Tuesday.
Yeah, it's my production manager, you know.
I think your production manager is wild, but I think it was the software. But the rankings came out last week, and if hopefully I'm not mistaken, Ohio State was number 1, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon. And so that was on Tuesday. I don't remember the date. Today is Sunday, of course, but we are going to talk about week 11, games from Saturday, 11-11. And first off, I also want to mention, Ghee, after the top 25 rankings, the Power 12, SEC, of course, had 6 ranked teams.
Okay.
Big 12 and Pac-12 were tied second with 5 ranked teams per conference. Big 10 had 4 ranked teams, and the ACC had 3 big teams. That is a pretty even spread, and I think that encapsulates what this season has been of just craziness, surprises, upsets. And we're going to get into the first game. Oh, I see you got a lot of notes. How many games did you watch, young lady?
I you know what? I watched 4 games, but, you know, one is an honorable mention. But the top 3, hey, they kept me on the edge of a seat. All the games yesterday were crazy games, Kelli. You hear me? Crazy games. I didn't know which channel to flip to.
Well, let's start with the biggest one. I think the one we both really, really wanted to watch.
Yes,
was Georgia number 2 versus Ole Miss, who was number 9.
Yes, ma'am. Let me see. Let me check that. I think you are correct.
Yes, number 9 Ole Miss and number 2 Georgia. This is. Let me go first, and then I'll let you go. Georgia won 52-17. All I wrote down was what happened. Now you go.
That sums it up. That sums it up. I can't add to that. I said to myself before we came on, I said, you need to go back and look at why Ole Miss was number 9. What did they do to be ranked number 9? I said, okay, you ain't on the committee. Shut up. I said again, how are they ranked number 9? Kelli, I
think they beat Bama.
Bam, thank you, ma'am, game. I'm with you. What happened? They came out and Georgia they scored first, of course. Ole Miss, I went, okay, we got a game. Georgia came right down the field and said, no, you're not. Boom, touchdown. Came back, boom, touchdown. I went, okay, stop. But they didn't. They didn't until they just scored 52 points. And I went, and of course, my boy, I can't remember his name, McConaughey, just running all over the field.
McConaughey, yeah, the receiver. He's crazy.
And the quarterback, I wasn't high on Carson Beck until I saw him again in this game, just went down the field, Kelli. And I went, and then the announcer said, they just went 60-something yards in a minute and 22 seconds. A minute and 22 seconds. Can you imagine the 2-minute drill if they got him the ball?
No, I cannot. I think you posed a great question. Why was Ole Miss number 9? Why was Ole Miss number 9? They beat LSU. I don't know why they were number 9. And I too bought into the hype. I had high hopes. I really thought they was gonna give Georgia a game. I thought we was gonna finally see what Georgia was made of, and we did. We seen what Georgia was made of, and we seen what Ole Miss was made of. And Ole Miss was made of bleep, because that game was terrible. We looked forward to it, and it was terrible.
Well, one of the announcers said, and I agree, Ole Miss has just been overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in a football game? How can you be overwhelmed? Case closed. Move on.
I'm over it. I'm over it. It was a huge letdown. So going on to more exciting games. Number 5 Washington sorry.
Go ahead.
Number 5 Washington versus number 18 Utah. Wow.
Good game. Good,
great
game. Kelli,
great game.
They scored. That's
Pac-12, baby. That's Pac-12. It was crazy windy. I think that had a real effect. Barnes, I mean, that kid to be second string, only got the scholarship a few months ago, like we talked about. Utah as a team is tough. They tough.
That's my pick.
They did not give up. They have an injury list long as my arm. All these people were out, and they still kept up and only lost by 7 to a number 5 undefeated Washington.
Kelli, and he ran. I mean, he's 6 foot something, and he was not afraid to take off to run. And the announcers were laughing. I was laughing. I mean, why are you running? He's a great passer. He's not great. He's not maybe up in the Michael Penix category, but he looks like he's developing. He's getting better every week, because I was very impressed with him this week, especially when they took the lead, and they weren't backing off. Until we got to the fourth quarter, and I believe he got injured.
He got hurt.
Somewhere
he did. Yeah, you're right. He did get hurt. And then, I think they brought in a third string for one play, and then he came back in, and I think you and I talked, and you said he threw that interception afterwards, and he probably was still hurt. He was also hurt. They also mentioned I'm sorry to cut you off, babe. He had mentioned that he took a rib shot, I think, in a USC game. They mentioned also. That's why when he got hit. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Did you see the play of the game for Washington?
The fumble on the 1 yard line? He should be embarrassed. I
didn't even see it. And thank God I can't pronounce that number 52. I can't pronounce his name. He was on it. The one guy from Utah ran right past it. He's still chasing the receiver.
Yep. They celebrating. They in the end zone. The little band playing. No, 1 yard line. 1 yard line. And then, of course, they got the safety, which was.
Somebody in the NFL did that too. Hey, production manager, who in the NFL threw the ball down before he crossed the line?
Don't bring your production manager in here. He out of control today. But you know what, Mom? The quarterbacks that got hurt yesterday. So Barnes got hurt. He got back in the game. Ole Miss's quarterback, Dark, he got hurt. Now, we could blame that loss on him. I doubt it. They were down real heavy half, and Georgia looked good. I don't think that was the difference. Lane Kiffin just got out coached, and he a douchebag anyway. But Kansas City's second string quarterback, I think James Bean, he got hurt second quarter. Kansas ends up losing. Miami's quarterback got hurt. He's second string. Utah's quarterback, who he didn't have to lead a game, thank God, but he got caught and he's second string. These quarterbacks and being healthy is critical to these teams. Not only the first string, but the second string, and now third string. Like, you got to have 3 solid quarterbacks. I know that's hard, but you got to figure it out, because any given Saturday, right?
Kelli, I like that point that you just made, because that was a point. I'm gonna throw this in real quick. But who is the backup for Ohio State?
Devin Brown hurt.
Who's the backup behind Devin Brown?
He got in yesterday. I don't know his name, but he got in
Bingo.
after Ohio State pummeled Michigan State.
I came in late on the 4th to see that, and I text you, who are these people on Ohio State? I didn't know any of them. And you said, I think they got the second string in, and I didn't know the quarterback. But
yep, I didn't know that. I don't know the second string anybody because Ohio State hasn't. If he's put anybody in that late, I don't think I've watched the game because even you say you're like, right. Who are these people? And I thought you were talking about defense, and I'm like, oh, defense is hurt. And then I looked and it was offense, and Marvin's not there, and Travion wasn't there, so it was crazy. But you know what? Kansas State, I do have to give a shout, and I'm so sorry because I know this is not a big game, but Kansas State's third string quarterback, I'm pretty sure he was a true freshman. I think his name Barnum or something. Okay. He went out there and he fought. He fought. He looked tough. So Kansas could be a problem. Fingers crossed. Next year, I think Kansas State is what I'm talking about. I keep saying Kansas, but anyway, let's move on to the other top 4 game we watched. Number 3 Michigan versus number 10 Penn State.
Kelly, I'm gonna tell you something. Michigan looks solid. That's all I wrote down in my notes. Michigan looks solid. Go ahead. That's what you gotta say.
Okay, so we all know the drama around the sign stealing, and Harbaugh has been suspended for 3 games, which they only got 3 games left. He can coach during the week. He cannot be on the sideline. Of course, University of Michigan's fighting that in court. That's part 1. Part 2. Penn State looked terrible. And Franklin, I was looking for, this is another letdown for me. Now Michigan won 24-15. That's 8 points. Right. Penn State is 19-0 since last season against everybody else, and 0-4 against Michigan and Ohio State. And no, he can't beat Ohio State, but I just feel like there was no effort there. Like he went for 2 points instead of a field goal, and it wouldn't have made a difference. They asked him about it in the press conference. He got attitude.
Why? Why did he go so early? Number 1, why did he go so early for 2 points? Get the points. Then if you got to go for 2, go for 2. Get as many points as you can against Michigan, because they would have made
it would have made it a 1 touchdown game. It would have been 16-24. You could have made it a
touchdown. Thank you.
Penn State's defense. One of the announcers said Penn State's defense is too small, but they're fast, but they're too small. And this is what I found funny, and this is all I gotta say about the game, and I'll let you go over whatever notes you have. They said that, unless I'm understanding wrong, Penn State is ranked 2nd in running defense, which to me means you cannot run against Penn State, right? Second half of the game, JJ McCarthy, Michigan's quarterback, did not make one pass.
They ran.
So if you're ranked 2nd in running defense, all they did was run second half. Now maybe that's why the score wasn't higher. Maybe not. Maybe Michigan just was trying to fine tune it. But like, what?
Nope.
That's all I got on that one.
That's the same thing I wrote down. The announcer starts saying they have no need to pass. They've established a running game against Penn State. And on the other side, I wrote, you know why? Penn State's defense has collapsed. He didn't have to throw, okay? All they did was run. And the two names that I'm going to mention from Michigan, and Blake Corum, and the other guy's name was Donovan Edwards. Run, pass, run, pass. Oh, in the end, Penn State tried to make a little drive, but too little, too late.
Here's let me say it again. Penn State did not, Michigan did not look bad. I'm not going to say that. But Penn State did not look good. You know what else I wrote down in my notes? And I underlined 3 times because I should have counted how many times the announcer said it. Confusion. They look confused. Everybody was confused. They called a timeout. There was some confusion. They called it confused. They were both confused. Now, thankfully, Michigan was just the better team and they pulled it out. Confused. How are you confused? It's week 11. What are you confused about?
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about, Kay. When we talk about stuff like this, you got these coaches and they're out there and they've gone on practice. You go to practice. You ready. You got to be ready against Michigan. How are you standing out in the field going, I missed an assignment. I didn't know which way to go.
And you're Franklin, Mom. I'm sorry to cut you off. You're Franklin. You know, everybody, they played Ohio State, what, 3 weeks ago? When they played Ohio State, they brought it up then. Penn State he's done so much for this program. He cannot beat Ohio State or Michigan because they all are on the same side of the Big Ten, West or East. I can't remember which side we're on. But Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State are all on the same side. Because there was talks about, oh, well, if Penn State beats Michigan and then Michigan beats Ohio, it'll be a 3-way tie. I was like, Penn State's not beating Michigan. Nobody's worried about that. Confusion. Yeah. That's all they kept saying was confusion. And guess what? I'm confused on what Penn State was doing.
That's what I'm confused about. But back then, I didn't care. I said, okay, this game is a wrap. It's a wrap. God, let's get them out of here. The other big 4-game or top whatever game that I watched number 4, Florida State. I don't think you watched, so I'll keep it brief. Miami was hanging with them. And what have I said all season? Why is Florida State ranked number whatever? Fill in the blank. Why are they top 4?
I don't know, because it was 10 and a half. They scratched the score.
Thank you. You've seen that part. You've seen that part, right?
So flashed the scores across the TV. So I went, what?
Unranked Miami. Now we know it's a rivalry. We know about the U. They were in Florida State, but let me give you a few things that I have for the game. First of all, Miami recruited this quarterback that he had. I think it was 4 or 5-star. All these big hopes. They've benched him. They benched him. They went to their second string quarterback, who's a 19-year-old true freshman.
Jordan Travis?
No, this is Miami's coach, Miami's quarterback, Van Dyke.
You scared?
Yeah. No. Travis is all right. I mean, they played all right, but no, Miami had these high hopes for this quarterback. He was a big recruit. They've benched him. This is the first time they benched him because he just ain't been performing. His name's Van Dyke. So they brought in the second string. He's a 19-year-old freshman. He's the one who played most of the game yesterday and had them tied 10-10. At halftime, a ranked number 4, Florida State. Let me give you a few other things. There was a missed kick. There was a bad hole, whatever. So Miami got a safety. They tackled Travis in the end zone. The officials called it back and said it wasn't a safety. It was a clear safety, right? Part 1.
Referee school.
Let me finish. They cheated Miami out of 2 points. Okay, fine. There was a targeting, but then it was a targeting, but it was like a no targeting call, right? And so the announcer said, so we went after the safety, we went to the review booth and we asked the review booth about the safety. And they said they would call us back. He was like, and then after the targeting, no targeting, we went back or called back to the review booth and they said, we'll send somebody down to come talk to y'all. It was third, maybe early 4th quarter. Nobody from the review booth came to talk to the announcer.
What?
That's shady. That's shady. That's flipping shady. Now, I did not see the targeting. I didn't see the play on the targeting. I caught it after I was flipping around. I seen that safety, and it was an effing safety. That ball was across. Travis was moving into the end zone. He wasn't being pushed. That should have been an effing safety. I thought that was the review booth. I'm sorry. It's called at the review booth, right? They did not get back to them on the safety or the targeting. Well, then the Miami offense was looking flat, but the Miami quarterback, the backup, the 19-year-old, he gets hurt.
Wow.
So then they didn't see that coming. Say that again. Didn't see that coming. So then they put in they went back to, because the first guy's healthy. He just ain't been performing.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then they went back. You said what? You told me what?
I told these games, they were crazy.
So Florida State won over Miami, who was not ranked, and they were 6-3 going into this game. Florida State won 27-20. That's all I gotta say about that.
That's okay, Kelly, because that's no worse than Texas winning 29-26.
Texas not ranked. Texas not ranked number 4 though. It don't matter. Texas not ranked number 4.
Right. But I'm saying, look at these.
Don't matter. We are in playoff mode. You're ranked number 4. You are keeping somebody else from going to the playoffs. You should not be ranked number 4.
You got to be in playoff mode. I like that. I like that phrase, because right now, even though they may not be, they may be a 3-6, they may be a 2-7, or whatever the case might be. Right now, you have to play each team as if you were in a championship. Did I tell you the phrase the one guy kept using in the Louisville game? Championship players make championship plays. So every time you go out there, you gotta be in that championship mode, because sooner or later you're gonna meet that team that's gonna take you down.
They have nothing to lose. You're ranked. You're undefeated. And Louisville, even though they pulled that game out, looked like shit. But we're not gonna talk about that because they messed up my ticket on the parlay. Well, somebody else did too, so we won't give them a hard time.
Okay.
Were there any other games? What other game or did you watch yesterday where you was like, wowzer?
Oh, okay. I did promise you that I was going to watch that Oregon USC game. And I know I know it came on at 10:30. I tried. I got to halftime, which was like 1:00. But no, God don't tell them when the game went off. But when you have me yelling at the TV, then you know I'm.
Ooh, what was you yelling?
I was yelling at USC. Of course, Oregon, they won 36-27. But here's the thing. I wasn't that high on Caleb Williams when we started the season, but I had watched him the last 3 games. And yesterday, you know how emotional he was the last game. And yesterday, I felt like, how are you going to come out today? Are you going to come out playing? And by God, the man came out playing. So first, he gets the ball, boom, he gets sacked. Oh, okay, this does not look good. Came out the second time, here comes the boom. He started running around. O-line just collapses.
Every time.
I said to myself, I said, if this boy doesn't have time to throw, how are you going to score? Your O-line cannot hold Oregon.
All he needs is and Mom, he's so good. All he needs is 15 seconds.
And he got it. The O-line for a brief second held. You know, Caleb Williams just threw that ball 54 yards. And I went,
54 yards.
This is what he needs. And then announcers are going on and on about, he should be scrambling. No, he should be. He fumbled. He should be telling what he's supposed to do when he has no deep. And there was no defense. They were tackling like girls. And I went, what are y'all doing out there? Who is y'all's coach? And Kay, this is what made me mad. I'm saying, y'all are getting paid millions of dollars to show these boys, this is how we play. This is how we play. How am I going out there and just touching you and you, Bucky Irving for Oregon. The guy's just running up and down the field. And the announcer said, I think everybody needs a Bucky Irving on their team. Somebody needs a defense on their team.
Let me. Sorry, I know you're passionate. I know you're passionate. And Bucky Irving has some great numbers. But let me stop you. Ohio State has a Travion Henderson. We don't need a Bucky Irving.
I didn't say it. That guy on the TV said it, honey. I didn't say it. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
But
Pac-12 is all offense. You know who has the highest ranked defense in Pac-12? I just looked it up today. And this tells you all you need to know. UCLA has the highest ranked defense in Pac-12.
Really? Did UCLA win yesterday?
No. That tells you all you need to know. Pac-12, the Utah-Washington game, score. Oregon, USC, I'm with you. I really like Caleb Williams. I hate that this may be his last year, and this is how he has to go out. They have no bowl prospects, no, Pac-12 conference championship prospects. But you know what? I knew Oregon was going to win yesterday. But the fact that UCLA only lost by 9, I was really impressed. I thought they were going to blow them out. I really did.
You mean USC?
I really did.
USC lost by 9.
That's what I mean. I knew they were going to lose. I thought they were going to lose by a way bigger margin,
Me
and
too.
they didn't.
Me
So
too.
I was proud of that. Well, yesterday, the game that I watched that I'll mention really quickly and then we can wrap up was Alabama, Kentucky. So
Okay.
Bama, I wanted to see Bama. I wanted to see a full game of Bama. Bama was making some silly mistakes, just like a muff punt on special team, like real silly. Like it felt like I know everybody says this, but like a young Bama team, young in the fact that they've made great strides. Jalen Milroe looks better and better every week. They said they got plays in the playbook that they did not have 3 weeks ago because he's not the quarterbacks that y'all have been coaching, and that's how you coach. You get the coaches the millions of dollars. You don't make the player conform to your plays. You make plays around the players.
That's how I coach.
It's ridiculous. But both of the coaches I was impressed too by. I mean, so Bama took care of business, of course, and they beat Kentucky. Right. But Saban has the longest active career in the SEC with 17 years, and then Stu is Kentucky's coach, and he's got the second longest with 11 years. So it was kind of cool to see like coaches who are not fly by night. They've been in a program. They
know what's going on.
The school has faith in them, and because they've shown improved. So that was interesting. But I say Georgia and Bama are going to be in the SEC championship unless something fantastic happens the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm not saying Bama's going to win. I am saying Georgia has work to do. Georgia's going to have work to do.
Exactly. Nick ain't going to go in there like, y'all ain't beating me. No, Nick is proud.
The way they looked yesterday, no. Now, I think Georgia, you don't see a lot of mistakes. And, of course, the team, it doesn't feel new. I don't know if they don't feel new. And Beck sat behind Stetson forever. But we know Bama, the quarterbacks come and go so fast because they always have really good talent. So Milroe's first year, they benched him week 3 to make sure he was the guy. He was the guy. And he looked fantastic. He had 3 touchdowns. He had 3 rushing touchdowns yesterday. 3 touchdowns he ran in himself. Athletic. And it was really amazing. So
I know.
That was the game.
That's good.
Yeah, that was the game I wanted to mention. So next week, have you looked at next week? What games are you looking forward to next week?
Can I just stop you just for a minute, Kelly? I can say on TV, I have breaking news. Yes, folks. Go straight from ESPN.
Like wait, like SpongeBob and that fish. Breaking news.
Jumbo Fisher, coach for Texas A&M, has been fired.
Wait, what's his name?
Is it Jimbo or Jumbo? Jimbo Fisher. Jumbo. I was thinking of the elephant. That's Jumbo. I'm sorry.
What's in that cup? You said Jumbo. Jimbo Fisher was fired? Why? And A&M won yesterday.
I need to get the details. On this. It's got to be something. And they said
they want somebody. I gotta go look at that somewhere. What?
Wait,
Jimbo Fisher got fired?
And if that's the way they feel, by the end of this year, I think a couple more coaches should be joining him. Because some of these coaches, to me, hey, I don't name no names. Some of these coaches making this money and letting them. I digress.
Listen,
so anyway,
let me tell you. I just Googled it. Texas A&M fires Jimbo Fisher. This is the headline, from CBS. Texas A&M fires Jimbo Fisher. 6-year coach owed more than $75 million in record college football payout. He gets fired and gets $75 million. Fire me today. I need that. You can fire me for $75,000. Real talk. Let's be honest. $750,000. Fire me.
Well, and I'm out there playing for nothing.
Well, not all of them, but most of them. No, everybody don't get an NIL deal. You're right. I'm out here playing for nothing. $75 million.
And my quarterback's getting killed, and I'm out here making. All right, never mind. Move on.
Okay. So, what games did you look at the games next week? What you want to watch?
Hey, listen. I just briefly said, I don't even know what's on for next week. And so I just briefly looked at them for a bit, and I did write something down, but I don't know where I wrote it. But I got so many doggone notes, KK. But what did I
why
write
you
down?
look? It's not a lot. It's not a lot. At least
It's
in the
not
top
a lot of
25,
things.
it's
Honey,
not a
you
lot
wind
to
it
be
down.
impressed by.
Well, the season's winding down, but I did how the season's winding down, honey. So we just like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. But there are a
What do you
couple
want to
good
see?
games. Well, guess what? Oregon State has to play Washington. Now, right
Ooh.
right now, you know, we haven't seen the standings yet, but Oregon State is 12. So I got that one on my list. Then
Okay.
you're gonna love this one. I got Georgia, Tennessee. Tennessee lost yesterday.
Okay,
I
got wait. I gotta admit, I wrote down Georgia, Tennessee as well, but Tennessee just lost to Miss U yesterday. I don't know if they gonna put up a fight. Sometimes those scrappy again, they have nothing to lose. Why not go out there and put it all out there?
Okay, and then I think you're gonna appreciate this one. It's nothing big. Louisville has to play Miami of Florida.
Where's Louisville won? Louisville's ranked.
Okay. But that's okay.
Is Louisville
because
what is Louisville ranked?
Currently, Louisville is ranked 11. They won. Yep, ranked 11. They're 8-1, and they beat Virginia, which was 2-7, no bid. But right. I just
barely.
Okay, so another game I thought you might appreciate. I got North Carolina, who I think they're ranked like what, 22? They're 24. They're playing Clemson.
I'm looking at that. That's a little rivalry, ain't it? Because they same state.
I think kind of it is, and I just put another game on there just in case I hated any of these games. Kansas State versus Kansas.
I seen that too. It's not even rivalry week, and it seems like little in-state fighting.
And hey, Kansas is, what did we say Kansas was? Got it. Kansas is 16. I think Kansas State is 25 currently. Don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, Tuesday.
Well, yeah, they dropping out. They dropping out. Yeah, like Southern Miss plays Mississippi State. Okay. I'm very shocked. There's one you didn't. Oh, UCLA plays USC. It's not rivalry. Is that next week?
It's really weird. I thought it was
It's not.
Okay, I'm not gonna shout them out.
You know what's funny? I seen TikToks where they were wrapping up the statues at USC, and they were like, "This is how you know we're playing a rival." And I was like, "Dang, isn't it like 2 weeks away?" And it's not. So I don't know who USC and UCLA are playing after Thanksgiving. That's so strange.
I know, it's crazy.
I am shocked that. Well, I like those games. It's not a lot of pizzazz next week. I agree with you on the Georgia Tennessee game. Friday, Colorado plays Washington State. They're both 4-6. That should be interesting. Colorado's been struggling, I know, but they should have won 1 or 2 games this season that yesterday they barely lost. That's totally fine. That we already know it's his first season, but I'm surprised by one game you did not mention that's coming on Tuesday.
What did I miss?
The University of Toledo in Ohio is playing Bowling Green in Ohio.
Go Rockets! Go to you!
All right, Ghee. Okay, it's Sunday. Okay. I know you got your Duke shirt on, but I know you want to get to the NFL game.
Duke, I got one. I lost in 2 overtimes.
Okay, I seen it. I just want to ask you one more question, and I'm gonna let you go. Live your best life. Who is your? Oh wait, do you want to do the show Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I gotta ask you now. Who's your top 4?
Okay, now don't get mad at me now. Okay, basing on the eye test and not the resume. I got Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2, Ohio State number 3, and Washington number 4. They did play Utah.
You want to know something?
Yes.
We differ one spot. I got
Where?
Georgia number 1.
Okay.
I got Ohio State number 2.
Okay.
I got Michigan number 3.
Okay.
And I got Washington number 4.
Okay. And the reason
because I'm Miss wait. Because I'm Miss Petty, I want to give you my 5 and 6.
Okay.
For number 5, I've got 9 and 1 Oregon. And for number 6, I've got 10 and 0 Florida State. Because why is Florida State in a top 4?
Hey, I agree with you. I agree. Because I wanted to put Oregon for it. I thought, no, Washington played Utah. So same reason I put Michigan too. Ohio State played an unranked team. Michigan played Penn State.
But let me, I'm gonna argue with you on this, and I promise I'm not gonna hold you. Michigan played its first ranked team. Ohio State has played ranked teams. And we talk about eye test and resume, and I found it so contradictory because the analysts were like, well, I don't go off of resume. I go off of the eye test. And Ohio State with Notre Dame, blah, blah, blah. 2 seconds later, he brings up resume. I said, you are a hypocrite, bruh. Like, either you go by the eye test, resume, or both, but say that. Michigan looked good. They didn't look great. Penn State looked trash. So for me, Ohio State's still number 2.
Okay.
But we're going to see on Tuesday.
Okay, we'll see on Tuesday.
We'll see on Tuesday. Me and you, we're going to be back on this channel.
Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap it up now?
Go.
Oh, I'm Ghee, like the butter.
And I'm Kelli, like the color, and this is Saturday Hangover. Like, subscribe, follow, I don't know, do your thing. But we're going to come back Tuesday. We're going to try it again with the CFB rankings or CFP rankings. And we're going to talk more about college football.
All right, then. Cheerio.
Don't stop.